to start, I'd like to quickly have Mrs. Toyin Sam. So please, your surname is Emehelu, right?
Yeah.
Mrs. Sam-Emehelu.
Sam-Emehelu.
Okay. Where is that? Where is that?
Okay. Enugu State.
Okay. Okay, so very quickly, Mrs. Toyin Sam-Emehelu is currently the lead consultant at Career Skills Developmental Services, an education consulting organization positioned to catalyze significant positive change in the lives of people through educational excellence. Empowered educators transform schools and educational establishments. She is currently the Senior Special Assistant to the Director General at the Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Career Coaching Nigeria. In November 2020, she became a fellow at the Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Career Coaching Nigeria. In November 2019, she became a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants in Nigeria. In 2018, she joined the teaching faculty at Inspirational Teachers Online School in the United Kingdom as the video content creator and advisory facilitator. In the last 3 years, she has worked with different categories of schools, ranging from highbrow private schools, low-income schools, in collaboration with the Sustainable Education and Enterprise Development. In 2019, she was enlisted to become a mentor to 4 public primary school head teachers in Lagos, and as a facilitator for the continuous in-service training for public primary school teachers in Lagos State. This was made possible by Bumi Adedaya Foundation. So sometimes I just wonder, how some people, when I look at the things I do and I now read what other people do, I'm like, I've not even started. She is an author of 9 books. 9. I just have one. I messaged her one day. I said, please, I need coaching. How did you write 9 books? I know what it took me to write 1 book. And then she has written 9 books, several digital products, multiple award winner, a vibrant speaker on various international platforms, and a facilitator with over 25 years of updated teaching and learning experience. And with all of this, she's a wife and a mother of 2 young leaders. Madam, you are a genius. Welcome. Thank you so much. Please let me welcome this great woman. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shay. Thanks for, sometimes when you hear your profile, you're wondering, is this you? But hey.
I'm seriously, this is huge.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, Mrs. Carol.
All right, so let's dive straight.
Go on, please.
Thank you so much, Shay, for the invitation, and thank you so much, Coach Rotimi Eyitayo. It's nice seeing you, KK. What a wonderful combination we have in the room this evening. Thanks so much for the keynotes, Mr. Rotimi Eyitayo. I was almost like, please don't jump into my notes, please, when you started mentioning competence. Okay, so we have on this call, and so I will just be touching on little things, but I would really like to encourage you to get some of my books if you really want to develop your competencies. I have 4 in print: Personal Leadership for Educators. Okay, for school leaders, I have the School Leaders Toolkit. And then if you're interested in maximizing mentoring opportunities, either as a mentor or as a mentee, you need to get this too, because mentoring is one skill that you don't want to joke with. And this is the bestseller, latest book, Education Consultancy Blueprint. So if you want to get more insights, you want to go deeper than what we are going to be discussing this evening, just send me a direct message, follow me at Core Skills Dev, or just search for Toyin Sam-Emehelu. My name will definitely pop up and we can take on the conversation from there. I have some other books too, like Monitor. Awesome. No, I don't want to encroach into KK's notes, but then this is a very key topic for us as educators. We need to learn to monetize what we know and value it, like Shay has said. So let me just get into what I have to share with us tonight. So I'm going to first of all looking at personal competences before we look at the professional competences. I decided to divide it into 2 because one cannot do without the other. So following the British Council competences, we have the 6C framework, which has to do with critical thinking and problem solving, collaboration, which simply means ability to work in teams and work with others. All right, we have Communication. So your speaking, reading, writing, and listening skills must be top-notch. These are the things that we consider as very, very critical. All right. And then we look at creativity and the use of imagination. And like I have always said, and like I will always say, that any educator that has not reached that place of creating something is still joking when it comes to personal competence, because a lot is expected from us, a lot has been given to us, and so it is important that we get on our competency level by creating solutions to the problems of education in our times. Okay, then we have citizenship and sense of belonging. Okay, that is also very critical when it comes to personal competences. Next, I'll be looking at professional competences. Okay, professional competences, because I had to deliberately divide this into two so that we can know which one we need to own as educators in our covens, in our privacy, and the ones in which we need to ensure that once we get on the job or once we are in our classrooms or our various settings, we deploy. So the first I would like to share is to, as an educator, you must be able to interact with students and motivate them. Very essential. Okay, if that's the main reason why you are in that space. So you can't afford to be an educator that cannot, engage and interact with students and even motivate them. Next, I would like to talk about learning environment. You must be able to create, and when I mean learning environment, I'm not talking about just the physical learning environment now. The social, the psychological, the intellectual and cognitive learning environment must be such that students are always excited to come around to learn. They can't wait for the following day just because they are going to meet with you. Lesson planning and designing. All right, now we are in the digital world, so you must be able to use technology, definitely, because without that, I don't know how you're going to score or you're going to stand out as an educator in this time and age. Then I have the use of 21st century teaching strategies. Now, 21st century educator is no longer a teacher. You are just a facilitator of learning. And that is very important. It is crucial for you to know that you are just a facilitator of learning. Why? There's so many other avenues that the children learn from. We have, in fact, that's why homeschooling, we have some other people leveraging on just technological and digital platforms. And, because if you don't have those strategies, that's when students will start saying, oh, school is a scam and what have you. Because we are digital migrants and we are trying to teach digital natives. All right. So we must be able to know that we do that. Then assessment and evaluation. This one is non-negotiable because this is the core of what we do as educators. We must be able to assess and gather data and then use the data to make informed decisions going forward. Another one I'm going to also mention is identification of student needs and ability to meet those needs. Students have variety of needs and each student is very unique. Each child is very unique. Each child is special. So you can't just categorize and think that everyone's needs is the same. And it's a lot of work, I must admit, being a teacher in this generation. I cannot overemphasize that. But however, we have to know what we need to do and we have to get it done. Then classroom leadership and management. Okay, I had to categorize them because there are two different professional competences that are key. Okay, while the leadership aspect has to do more with you influencing the students, with your lifestyle, with your leadership skills, classroom management has to do with you getting the job done. So you need both the people and the task to get the job done. That is what makes it holistic. And then finally, you must have discipline strategies. I can tell you, children of this generation, we have laws that are against corporal and physical punishment. And so what do you do? So would you leave them the way they are? You can't. So, and you know, over the years, it's because we have been lazy not to learn other discipline strategies to actually help the students correct behavior. Punishment is destructive, correction is constructive. All right? So we need to know that we have to learn discipline strategies and ensure that we get this done. In conclusion, I have some final tips that I'll be sharing before I sign out. Now, tips to help you really succeed as an educator in the 21st century, combining both core skills and competencies. Now, the first is you must identify the most important people in your school community and be strategic in knowing how to work with them. A lot of teachers are naive. And when you get into an environment, into a setting, you need to be observant. Don't just go into that setting and then, you know, you need to be observant. Ask questions, okay? Being assertive is not being rude. So when you get into a new setting, or even if you have been working in a particular setting and you have not been observant about who are the most important people in this organization and how can I work with them, it is something you have to do intentionally. Next, you must learn how to engage parents in the academic affairs of the students in your classroom. Because if you don't, it's going to affect your overall performance, whether you like it or not. Because at the end of the day, when a student fails in this 21st century, teachers are being held accountable. And you can't say you won't just teach a child in isolation without engaging the parents. So you must develop those skills. You must be very strategic in understanding not just your subjects that you teach, but seeing how you can work in collaboration with the parents of the students in your classroom. Then continue to build your career, okay? Becoming a successful teacher is a lifelong process. And I'm saying this because I want to encourage you that you shouldn't just be a teacher that is interested in just the freebies. Those of us that are being called in here, we know how much we invested in ourselves to get to this point, and we are still investing. While freebies are good, I'm not saying they are not good. You can leverage on them. However, don't limit yourself to those things, because like Sheyi was saying, you should not be a teacher that will say, just pay me anything. You should be a teacher that should be able to at least have some value. But if you don't have value that you have put in there, how can you demand for value? I mean, there was an experience I had. There was a time I paid for a particular course and it was a lot of money. By the time I put together another course to sell, I was not afraid to charge a large sum of money. It's just kind of psychological. And I got students that enrolled and I was amazed. You know, so that's the way it works. And finally, take care of you. Take care of you. Mental fatigue is real. Okay, especially for us as educators, we do a lot of mental work, we do a lot of physical work, and we have to learn to relieve stress and tension. As I'm saying this, I'm also speaking to myself. Sheya and I had a conversation earlier this morning.
I understand.
And so, you know, I am learning this the hard way because I love my job and I love, you know, sharing knowledge a lot, but I am learning. And please, I want to encourage you, as I'm encouraging myself, you need to take good care of yourself. So Shay, that's it from me.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, one striking thing that I'm going home with this evening is what you rounded off with you mentioned that, you know, teachers should invest in themselves. And so when you invest in yourself, you will be able to demand for value. And that's very striking. That you know, for me, it is. A lot of teachers have not invested in themselves, so they are scared of demanding for value. They are scared of asking for value that will commensurate the kind of investment in themselves. And so you have said it, you know, personal competence, professional competence, thank you so much for all of the things that you have shared. We appreciate you so much, and we have to let you go. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so very much. So teachers, you've heard her. Please, you need to develop competence. You need to develop the skills that will make you relevant in the 21st century. You need to, go technological. Get the kind of competence that will set you apart, that will make you different from every other person where you work. So thank you so much, Mrs. Toyin, for your time, and we'll have to let you go. And while we bring in Mrs. Ajayi. Okay, so Mrs. So please, madam, is okay or Okeyifu, or how do you pronounce that name? Okeyifu.
Yes, that's how it's pronounced.
Okay. Please, what is there a specific meaning to that?
Oh yeah, there is. So I'm from Akoko Edo, from Igara in Akoko Edo local government.
Ondo State.
Edo State, actually. I am. What it means is one who has come